All right, welcome back everyone for another episode of Dollar Bin Digging. This is the video and article that I do for comicbookinvest.com where I talk about those books that are still probably tucked away in those cheap boxes, those dollar bins, those discount boxes, wherever you're finding your cheap comics, whether they be at yard sales, your LCS, half-price books, Books A Million, Second and Charles, wherever these other crazy places that I don't have near me to go shopping at. These are the kind of things you should go digging for based off of some of the recent news, rumors, things going on in the comics, things going on in the theaters, etc. Just kind of fun stuff that I think you can go and dig for and kind of a scavenger hunt kind of a feel, just for some fun, because comics should be fun. And hopefully you're enjoying this as well as everything else on the channel. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Please like, subscribe, hit the alert button so you don't miss anything. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing the channel. And if you want to see what books I have for you this week, just hang out for a few seconds after the intro, and I will be right back. All right, so for our first story, we have a new Avengers Incorporated series. As you can see, I'm putting this news source down below when I'm grabbing these things from the news. So, Avengers Incorporated, a new comic book series will be coming where Wasp's going to lead a team that's going to be like solving murders. All right, kind of fun. Give me some like a detective thing. I don't know. I was watching Chinatown today, so I'm all into the whole detective angle. I'm kind of looking forward to this. Kind of missed something like that since X Factor. I was a big fan of X Factor Investigation. So since that series ended, we haven't really had a good kind of a detective type team like that. So kind of looking forward to this, honestly. I know it seems kind of silly, but as you can see behind her, we do have a version of the Vision that is going to be used for this series. And I think it's, what is it, Victor Shade, I think he went by. But this version of the Vision came about in the final issue of Avengers Spotlight here. Issue 40 of Avengers Spotlight. We get Vision taking on this other persona of, yeah, it was Victor Shade. I did remember. Couldn't remember for certain, but yeah, Victor Shade looks like who we're going to be getting as part of this team. So it's not regular old Vision. It's going to be a hard-boiled type detective angle. I don't know. Could be kind of fun, right? So with that, this is a very cheap book. Very cheap book. So again, I'm not saying this is going to be some major key that's going to be selling for like $20, $30 all of a sudden, but just a fun book you can go dig out of a box. That's the first appearance of a character we're going to be seeing, or a version of a character we're going to be seeing coming up soon. Everybody went and rushed out to grab that White Vision cover and pushed that to be $50, $60 just because it was in WandaVision. So, maybe just for a couple of bucks, you can go and grab this book because he's going to be that version in a comic book. Who knows? But $8, like, $8 is like a sale net, I think, with free shipping or not. I don't know. But $8 raw, and there was a $50 9.2 that sold. Not a lot of sales, so didn't have a lot to work with there as far as sales go. But as I said, it's cheap. Even online, there's copies for as cheap as $2, $3.50, $6.70. So under $10 for this comic right now. So you're not going to get rich if you find it in a box, but hey, just for fun, who knows? Go take a look, see if you can find your first Victor Shade in them cheap boxes, right? I don't know. Okay. I feel like I've talked about this a couple times now, this next one, but we're going to talk about it again because supposedly it's now confirmed who my man Seth Rollins is going to be in the new Captain America movie, Brave New World. No longer New World Order, it's Brave New World. But apparently, Seth is going to be playing a character called Cobra. We knew he was going to be one of the Serpent Society. We just didn't know which one. Now, while Cobra, I think, led the Serpent Society at one point, he's not leading this team apparently in the movie. I think that's still going to be Diamondback, who was the girl who was next to him in that one snapshot we showed before. That said, don't worry about that. All I know is Seth is going to be in a movie, and he's going to be this Cobra character. Which Cobra? Not sure. He may be an amalgamation of the two, but the original Cobra was way back in Journey into Mystery. What is this? 98. So you're not finding this one for $1. So just write that one off. I'm probably not going to find it. But I think his nephew was the second Cobra, and maybe that'll be the newer version that we're getting. Makes a little bit more sense, a little more modernized. And that he first appeared in White Tiger #1. Now, fun, side note, this book has already been spec'd on because of the White Tiger character, which people expect to see maybe in the Disney Plus series, maybe in something like Echo or Daredevil or something going forward. I mean, street level character, could be a good possibility. But on top of that, on top of the white, then this version of the White Tiger, the female version of the White Tiger, not well, it's also not even the only. Anyway, I don't want to get into the history of White Tiger. Point being, this issue has already been spec'd upon, so it may be tough to dig out of a box, but doesn't mean you can't keep looking for it. But I'm just pointing it out this week because this is the first appearance of the second incarnation of Cobra in the guts here. So there you go. Cobra. And like I said, it already sells a little bit. Copy selling for best offers on 25, 20, best offer on 25, best offer on 30 for a couple issues. So it's not cheap, but you might find it in a cheap box. Online, there's copies listed in that $30 ranges for raw. And then look, a 9.6 is looking for $100. So maybe if you do find it, this is kind of one of those where if you find it, you found yourself that's worth a little bit of money. But the chances of finding it may be harder because the book's already worth a little bit of money. So people might have beat you to it. But it doesn't hurt to go and look, and it doesn't hurt to know about it. And that's the point. Knowledge is power, especially when you're out there digging in these boxes. So I'm just trying to give you some info that could be helpful in your mental Rolodex when you're flipping through boxes and flipping through bins, that you know what you're looking at. I mean, apps are very helpful and all of that. I'm not going to say they're not, because they are. But you don't always have the chance to go and pull out your phone and go check stuff. Sometimes it's just good to know off the cuff what you're looking at. So you can't look up every book. It's just not. Plus, it's just a pain. Like, you can't look up every book. Type. It's easier to know the covers. That said, got a rumor. We got a rumor here. This one from Comic Book Resources. So our rumor here is that Blackpink's Jenny. I'm old. I don't know who that is. I don't keep up with that kind of stuff. But she may be playing a K-pop superhero, Luna Snow. Ooh, it's a possibility. Sure. Where? We don't know. In what? Don't know that either. But it's a chance that she may show up somewhere as someone. Good enough for me. Good enough to go and look in the boxes for some fun stuff. Now, this isn't news. Luna Snow's first appearance and some of these other Agents of Atlas characters showed up here in War of the Realms, New Agents of Atlas 1. This book's already known. But it doesn't hurt to keep looking for it. And for you to know what it is. So, first appearance of Luna Snow. She's right there on the cover, too. You can see here, 9.8 sold for $65. Raw copies, there's also multiple covers, so knowing that also helps, because sometimes you find the B covers, the C covers, not the A covers that, you see when you're scrolling. You see the one cover, you know that one, but you don't know all the other ones. So just be mindful of that. But $20 to $25 seems to be what this is selling for. On the market, copies are $25 to $35. So again, it's already a pricey book, but it's just one. Just letting you know, that's her first appearance. But if you can't find this, another fun option for you to go and dig is her first solo, which is a one-shot. I mean, we saw it happen with Spider-Gwen. Her first solo series is starting to sell, and that happens a lot. Miles Morales, his first solo series. After the first appearances, people go to what they can afford next once some of those books get out of their price range. So why not keep an eye out for Luna Snow's one-shot here? So, granted, she first showed up in a video game or that mobile game, so keep that in mind. But first comic appearance was in that book, and then she got this solo, so look out for this one. Plus, there's some cool covers here. I'll show you a couple of the other ones. Granted, that one on the left, which I really like, is a 1 in 25. I just wanted to share it because I like the cover. But you got the other two. You never know. You don't know which one you might flip past in the box. So know them both. And you can see they do okay. Still, you're not going to get rich. But if you find it, look, $3 to $12. Hey, so if you find in a $1 bin, $2 bin, cover price, whatever kind of discount box, any kind of cheap book, that's kind of the whole point of this. It's just a cheap book that you can go and dig out that might be worth a couple bucks more, or just something fun to have to add to your collection. That said, asking prices for this one are more in that $13 to $20 kind of range. So again, if you could find this for cover price or less, it may be worth your time to grab any of the covers if you can, because who knows? If this character does arrive on screen somewhere, playing by whoever is going to be playing the character, everybody starts buying stuff. So, it's just good to know and good to keep in mind. That said, I know this might be going kind of quickly, and this might be a short week again, but hey, it is what it is. I got, many shows to do. So, I try to keep these to 4 or 5 stories, and our next story has a lot of options. So, we'll see how long this takes to run through. Talked about it on multiple shows already. Again, I apologize if I spoil this for anybody, but I'm pretty sure it's been spoiled for everybody already. We know that Bleeding Cool last week let everybody know that Void Rivals #1 was going to reintroduce the Transformers into comic books. So we knew that Skybound was going to have the property, and also teased the coming of G.I. Joe to those properties. On top of that, this weekend, to kind of help build upon this news, which is why I think it's really at the forefront of a lot of people's minds, it's also the release of the new movie, which also ties these two properties together. So I think all the excitement behind the comic books and the movies all coming together has the people getting into a little bit of a fervor. I know, not everyone. A lot of people could care less. I am a fan of the 80s. I am a fan of G.I. Joe and Transformers. And apart from me playing with those toys when I was a kid, daydreaming about what could be, we have had multiple versions of these in the comics, which is what we're going to get to. But first, getting into it, Void Rivals. Yes, there's multiple covers, multiple incentives, but everybody is kind of rushing towards the 1 in 100 because it is the spoiler cover. Let's get Jetfire on the cover there. And yeah, inside the book, he is going by Jetfire, not Skyfire, which we could get into if you want to. In the cartoon, when he was introduced, he had to go by Skyfire because Jetfire, there were rights issues, I think, with Macross or whatever. So he had to change his name for the cartoon for a short time, but then got to reclaim Jetfire by the time they hit the comics. But here, he's going by Jetfire. And that was the name of the toy. It was just the cartoon that he had to go by Skyfire for a short little bit. That's it. Jetfire here in the book. For fun, hey, let's go look for his first appearance in comics, right? Hey, Jetfire #1, at least as far as Transformers go. Transformers 11. Transformers 11. And this has been moving. You can see copies selling out there on the market. People have been buying this up because it's been pretty cheap. Transformers only runs about 80 issues thereabouts. Not many of them sell at a premium, but now when they do, they do. So copies have been moving, $2 to $5. It's not moving for a lot, but those cheap copies are getting scooped up. And now we have asking prices, still some cheap ones. Look, auction starting at $1, but $7 to $10 seems to be more on the uptick. So people starting to reach for 10. Maybe this reaches 15. Who knows? Point being, go look for the Jetfire first appearance in a dollar bin. Doesn't hurt, right? Now, I talked about this next book. Well, you guys are going to see this. Everybody's going to see this show Thursday night, and you got to wait for my top 10 and 10 till tomorrow, except members who got to see that earlier. But this book is going to be on the top 10 and 10 because copies are selling. And it is G.I. Joe Transformers. Again, you know the reasons why. We've gone over it. This 1986 first crossover between the two in comic books. Look for the whole series. That's issue 1. We got 2, 3, and 4 here as well. Grab any of them. Try to build out a set. Could be helpful. It's been selling, so you could make a few bucks. If you want a quick flip, this is an opportunity for you. Go dig in those boxes, see what you find. You can see $10 to $15 for that #1, and then some, what is that, $20, but that's got a different book, which we'll get to later. Again, you see that's what the copies are selling for. Asking prices starting to go up a little bit. Random issues could be as cheap as $3, but the #1 seems to be one everybody's going towards, 15 to 30. Look at those, some auctions in play right now. We'll see where those end. I'd be careful of over-investing. Don't go getting FOMO and feeling like you have to go and pay these prices. Go dig. Go dig. They're out there. They made a lot of these. There are a lot of these out there. These were dollar books, and they're still in a lot of dollar bins, I bet, even today, because they made a lot, and it wasn't that popular across the board. But now everybody's excited, so now they're all looking for them. But this isn't the only time these two crossed over. The only crossover didn't happen here. So you can go and grab any of these crossovers. It could be worth your time. In 1993, just in the regular G.I. Joe run, Transformers hopped on over and crossed over into the comics there. This is issue 139. It also had 140, 141, and 142. Kind of finishes that 4-issue arc between these two. I know, and that's new vamped 90s style Megatron there with the purple and green. It is what it is. That's what was going on at the time. These books do well. I always look for these in dollar bins. You can still find them every once in a while. These are late run G.I. Joe books to begin with, so they're already on the lower print run area, but they are in those boxes. So anytime I find them, I buy them. $12. So you can see copies still sell for as cheap as $5. And then the whole runs could be 25 to 45. Inconsistent, but they do sell. Available copies here. Look, somebody's looking for $40 just for the one, $30 just for the first issue there, $110 for the whole run. So the prices can go up and can be high on some of these things. So, doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt to know about them. Doesn't hurt to go and pull them out of a cheap box if you can. Now, once again, not the only time they crossed over. Image got a hold of the Transformers for a while and G.I. Joe, and they decided to cross them over. And hey, look, Skybound is a part of Image, so they're kind of back into the fold. Here, we actually even have a J. Scott Campbell cover featuring Megatron and Cobra Commander, which is also a fun little extra. I guess it's like the B cover on this book. There's multiple covers along a lot of these things. I'm not going to show you all of them because we'll be here all day. But just to give you a sense, in 2003, G.I. Joe and Transformers crossed over at Image. There, 2, 4, 6. 6-issue series at this time in 2003. So, yeah, keep an eye out for all of them. Keep an eye out for all of them. How much do these sell for? Well, they're not going to get you rich, like I said. Look, some individual copies can sell for under $2. They can sell for as high as $10. You can find lots for like $10 and almost has the complete run, but it's missing one issue. So you got to go and find that one missing issue to complete your set. That's the kind of thing we're talking about here. And these are the kind of things you could probably find most of the issues in a box, in a bin, and you're like, damn it, I just need issue 3. And then, hey, maybe you do have to hit online options to kind of finish your run if you can't find them in the boxes. But go look, go dig. Available copies, again, same kind of story. It's cheap, $1 to $5. They're not expensive. This is not the first time, again, they crossed over, but it is a crossover. And if you want to read it, check it out, see what's what, you can. Because, again, there's some cool covers here. It was at Image, and just fun stories, right? Who knows what they're going to do with Skybound, with the properties beyond what they've announced, which is we're getting Transformers in October, we're getting Duke in December, and we're getting Cobra Commander, I guess minis. I don't know what they're going to be in January for Cobra Commander. But that's not all, because it didn't stay in Image forever. I don't think they had a crossover when it was at Dreamwave with Pat Lee's publishing area, but we're going to jump over to IDW. So, as you know, IDW had both properties for a good long while. I love the IDW 1 in 10s. There are retailer incentives for this series. There are multiple covers for this series as well. There's the Rate A cover, there's subscription covers, there's the retailer incentives, etc. Plenty of books to look at. We can go over them, but we're not going over all of them now. Just keep an eye out for any of them. This is the issue 1, cover A that I'm sharing here. But the run it ran 13 issues. And like I said, multiple covers across that run, some 1 in 10s, all that fun stuff. I love collecting those types of things personally. Now, you may not find 1 in 10s in dollar boxes, but you might be able to find A and subcovers in the dollar boxes. But you can see here some other examples of some of the covers you're looking at there with number 6, number 10, and 13 is the final issue, me sharing. But here you go with price-wise. $5 to $10 individual issues could go for. Asking prices, $5, $10, 99 cents at auction to start. Who knows where it's going to end? Again, these aren't expensive. These aren't expensive, and I'm not saying that they should be. I'm just saying these are things that you might be able to go and pull out of the box if you're excited for this crossover and something you might be able to find. Now, I personally have dreams of something even bigger than what we're getting. I know, G.I. Joe and Transformers is something I've always wanted, but they did tease a full Hasbro-verse coming as well. They teased it and said we would be getting more. Does that mean that John Cena's character from Bumblebee was actually one of the characters from Mask in Disguise, and that's how we're going to get Mask? I don't know. Does that mean we're going to get Rom back? Well, they're printing new Rom omnibuses over at Marvel, so maybe Marvel has Rom back. I don't know. I don't know where all the rights are with all these titles. But in 2016 at IDW, they did give us this mega crossover with Transformers, G.I. Joe, Micronauts, Rom, Mask, was Action Man too in there? Big crossover. You could find these. They printed a lot of these. I talked about the Paul Pope 1 in 50 that I got for number 1 because I thought it was cool. It was a Mask cover. Or no, that was just the Mask. That was just Mask number 1 in 50. But still, it was at the same time. It tied in the reintroduction of Mask in the comics. It was right around the time of this Revolution storyline over at IDW. So go take a look for it. 2016, like I said, that's issue 1. Again, multiple covers. There's more examples of 3, 4, and 5. It ran for 5 issues. I didn't show you the issue 2 cover just because it just didn't fit. And yeah, Good enough. You get the idea. Point being, look for all 5 issues. You can probably find them in those boxes. Again, multiple covers. There's some incentives too. You might even be able to sneak those. They all have that black border at the top. They're pretty easily to recognize. They don't sell for a lot, so I'm not saying that they should. It's again just cheap stuff you can go and pull. $3 to $5 or $2 even for some of these available copies. $4. Look, there's a lot of 4 for $10. You can almost get the whole series of these books for cheap. So this is the kind of idea of what I've got going here. If you do want something else to go and dig for, that could be fun. Again, pure speculation on my part. Not speculation even. Like, I'm not telling you to go and spec on this book. Just a crazy idea I had in thinking about possibilities of what we could get coming out of this Skybound or even the movies. Either option here in play has me thinking about this book. This Transformers Generation 1, number 4. Now, why am I looking at this weird, oddball, cheap? This is, again, cheap book you can go and pull out of the, cheap boxes. The reason why I'm looking at this book is because the first appearance of the Earth Defense Command. Human team, worried about the Transformers, could be something they kind of use in the movies. Maybe it's not that Sector 7 nonsense that Michael Bay had, but maybe it's something they do have with a human contingent that are not part of G.I. Joe. Because, G.I. Joe are heroes. So there's got to be some villains in there, too. Everybody can assume it's going to be Cobra, but maybe they save Cobra for the Joe's own side spin-off movie. But if the Joes and the Transformers are in something together, maybe we do get another villain of sorts, which would be some evil humans or humans that don't trust the Transformers, etc. You know how things go. You know how the cliches play out. Point being, it's an option. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I have no idea. I'm just looking at things and thinking, hey, maybe they do this. And if I can find this for $1, I'll stick in a box and see what happens. Because maybe they do play into this. It also can happen in the comics. Maybe we see it in the comics. They bring back this Earth Defense Command. I mean, it's kind of like, what was it? Doctor Who. I can't remember the team of humans that he was working with Pertwee and the third. Anyway, I don't want to go down rabbit holes here. Point being, this book, nobody's buying this book. Nobody's looking for this book, so it's probably tucked in the boxes. Look, none even sold. None have sold in the last 3 months that I could find. And the copies that are available, well, they're all of $2 to $3. $2 to $3 is all you're looking at. They'll even accept best offers. You can offer less than $1.79. If $1.79 is too expensive for you, you can make an offer and get it for even cheaper. That's what I'm talking about. So just go and dig. Let me know if you find any of these. Let me know what you think of these recommendations, this kind of challenge for you to go and dig these out of the boxes this upcoming weekend. Like I said, if you find any, tag me on Instagram. I'd love to see them. And that's all I got for you this week. So, all right, ran over 20 minutes, maybe a little bit longer than I thought. But with that, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate all the support here. Gonna have plenty more coming your way. We got Friday night, we got the Get Off My Lawn. The boys will be back with their live show Friday. I might even hop on this week to give them a hand. Saturday night special on Saturday. Tales from the Dark Side on Sunday, this Father's Day. And then come Monday, I'll have Hidden Gems back for you. Chasing Ghosts on Tuesday. We got a tax show all planned out. We're going to look ahead to Astronomicon. We got another garage sale gold for you with some more fun toys and little things that Marco wants to run by you guys that you can go and find at garage sales. Again, this is the season. This is the time. Spring, summer is when people start putting this kind of stuff out. Flea markets, garage sales, etc. You can go and dig and find things beyond comics. And if that doesn't interest you, well, come back again for Dollar Bin Digging next week. And with that all said, thanks for stopping by, and I will see you all later with some more content. All right.